Are we ready? Let's go.
That's Burley in motion. Campbell in trouble. Sack. Ken Jones drags him.
Go.
Campbell pumps a couple times. Chased out of the pocket. Smoker in trouble and sacked back at the 10-yard line.
And it is a jailbreak. You see Jason Stewart, Jay Stu as they call him, coming up the middle.
Deficit really nothing in arena football. Smoker, one of 18 new players on this Rattler roster, Western Division, which also has the Arena Bowl champion San Jose.
And they've been getting pressure all night from their front three. You look at Ken Jones and Jay Stu in the middle, and Jeffries coming off the edge. And this is not a replay of one play. This has been consistent.
New Orleans was held to 9 points in the second half, and Arizona struggling in the second half against this LA defense.
Behind him, and you don't want to get into a situation where you have your emergency quarterback. So protecting Jeff Smoker is vitally important, and Jason Stewart is just coming up from the middle and applying pressure, and that's 330.
Still looking for its first touchdown of the evening. Jones in motion, but Jordan with the football on a quick toss.
Hickman, rather, who is coming in strong, so he's learning the techniques early on. There's a little dump off pass to James. He called for the back judge, in this case Greg Wilson. A field goal is kind of a wash as the Voodoo started with the ball first. Belisari throws it away.
Let's see what happened. It's a great swim move there by number 99.
It is so tough in the Arena Football League, Scott, because home crowds last year, and I assume they'll be the best this year, as they had almost 1,000 fans more per game than any other team in the AFL. Belisari under pressure.
But that's the kind of pressure he puts on himself and his defense.
Leads the secondary with 4 interceptions.
You know, they had a mini stop where they forced a field goal, but aside from that, that is it. It's a whole different feeling.
Now, Sanders setting up a screen and picked off. And this could go to Stewart for a score. Touchdown, Avengers! A calamitous turn to Ed Hotchkiss in the meeting the other night. They said, what is the one player defensively that has really elevated your team? Been the constant player, the guy who changes games, and it was Jason Stewart. And that is rare. First, the instincts to realize this is screen. You know, he slows down his pass rush, reads it right away, gets the tip in position, even if that wasn't tip. But yeah, that's a little mini high step. You got that. Let me tell you this: if more running backs learn to do that, pick their feet up.
How Arizona responds under a little bit of duress, facing their first deficit of the night, and the Avenger defense has cranked up the pressure.
They won the championship.
Here's your man right here, and he's going to come up here and go to the corner. They're going to try to push it down the field a little bit.
Scipio.
Oh my!
They come underneath, and D'Orazio got leveled by 2 defensive linemen.
Well, I tell you this: your offensive line, the one people that do know that you've got a bad back is the offensive line. They're the ones that really got to pick up their game. And boy, what a great move by Jason Stewart, just using his hand.
On 4th down and 16.
Outside the frame, officials are looking at. Now let's see the holding right there.
They're the best in the red zone, scoring touchdowns in the league, but again, this is knocked down this year.
Now, although they're not getting pressure, they're getting good push up the middle. Look at the push from Stewart. Monaco at 6 feet is on him to your right side.
On 4th down. Bryson, straight drop, still works.
Well, the key is the defensive pressure up front. Stewart, you see him show his jersey. Well, that forces.
Bryson a little cool right now. 1 out of his last 5 for just 7 yards, and he's hit! Live football! Jay Stu's got it! Turnover!
Johnson in the backfield. Goes in motion. He'll get the carry. Bounced around, stood up, and stopped for a loss.
He has the word coach written on his DNA. And this one's coming right in your living room. You see Grebe.
For the rampage. Salisbury throws, short. Big guy's got it, rumbling. 12 yards.
Practice one play in practice this week.
In trouble.
To attempt, so as opposed to giving the Vincent a free return, he will go for it on 4th.
Salisbury He's in trouble. Throws. Caught.
Salisbury, as you mentioned, going down, desperation throw.
Wendell Williams will be the receiver in high motion. Horn flinched a little, no flag. There is a throw to Chris Horn. One tackle missed, and he gets hammered by the big nose tackle, Jason Stewart.
Let's take a look at that hit now, Chris Horn. I mean, that's a heck of a pop, but this guy bounced right up, and he's about as sure-handed as it gets.
And I ask you, have you ever seen 320 pounds of girth, of humanity, of mass and velocity move so smooth?